Hello. I've decided that instead of waiting for all the noise outside to go away, I'm just going to go for this and pretend that I am in a metaphorical beehive and there are lots of worker bees all around me doing their thing, which is, I think a really good storyline for maybe where we all are right now. There's so much happening on an internal level. I know with this past blue moon that we had, which I meant to post a video about, but it was a very deeply introspective time for myself, so that didn't quite happen. But there is just so much happening internally. There's openings happening, there's letting go of lots of things that they're overdue to be let go of. Do you hear the bees working? Jesus. So I do want to say that we are in a time of deep reveal. Full moons, especially this one that we just had, is always a time of deep reveals, and it could have been those reveals could still be happening, and they are very stoic to some degree, and emotional stoicism. It's like an awareness that brings a deep understanding of perhaps what you have to just step back from and what you're walking towards. Now, because so many planets are in retrograde still and will be until really the beginning mid-October, it's still a really important time to pause and reflect and do the inner work and trust. Oh my God. So what I really would love to talk about today is this trusting process that's deeply embedded with giving grace to yourself and to your situation. Trusting that you are deeply loved, you are deeply valuable, you are so precious to this world, and your light is so important, that there's this deep trust that needs to be ever present in that understanding to really be able to navigate today's reality, the presence that we find ourselves in, to be able to really navigate your experience with some type of peace, because so much of what's happening is unknown and doesn't make sense. And I know for myself, with the full moon that came up, that was the blue moon, there were such deep questions and deep desires to want to jump back into victimhood, into deep inner reflection on my worthiness. Also just asking, what am I even doing right now? What is my value? There's so much happening outside. It is a metaphor for me of so much work being done outside of ourselves. I want to reflect back to myself and to you that work is the work of the universe, and it really brings to mind the card of the magician in the tarot. This card of showing up every day, even on the days that you don't want to, even in the smallest of ways that may not feel in your head like they are enough, but the desire is there for you to continue towards the light. That is doing the work, showing up. And then the other part of the magician is this deep trust that the universe loves and supports you and has something beautiful for you. We are in a really unique time where I truly believe that things that we have cherished in the deepest parts of ourselves can come to reality. They can come to fruition. But the work is trusting that it's possible. Even when it seems insurmountable, even when it doesn't make any sense of how you could have what you're seeking. Even if the victimhood mentality shows up and the getting lost in past experiences where things fell apart, you know, there is a deep trust that is being asked of you to hold on to the light of your worthiness, to understand that God, universe, spirit loves you on such a profound level. Not only loves you, but understands deeply, more than any other thing in this whole world, of who you are. It understands what will deeply move your heart. I've been saying it a lot in readings lately, well, really for the past few months, that September and October, especially by the middle of October, so many things are going to be brilliantly showing up for people. Changes are going to start getting momentum. It doesn't mean that the whole thing is going to shift then. No, it's going to still be a slow and steady process, but there will for sure be glimpses of beautiful things showing up that, if you allow them to, will astound you, will like truly move your heart in ways that have never been experienced by you before. It is a beautiful and unique time. I'm not saying that lightly. We have all been through so much transformation the past few years in unspeakable ways. We can feel it in our bodies. We can feel the transformations so deeply that it's hard to even articulate what it means. It can be embodied in a way that we, you know, looking in the mirror, you see yourself in a completely new way that is hard to explain, hard to even understand for yourself. But I believe that all of this hard work that we've been navigating has not been for nothing, and that the universe has always been with us, continues to be with us in this precious moment that we find ourselves in. And even if we've been trusting for so long and it seems like nothing is working, I believe the next couple of months are going to start opening up this beautiful new realm of understanding and start showing up in the external for all of us. It's an exciting time, and I'm only saying all this because it's like I find myself too in this dark place sometimes of like not knowing what to do, or not believing sometimes. And it's the work. The work is to trust even in those moments, and to do even the smallest things to get ourselves back to the light. Let's pull a card or two. This one, Queen of Swords. She's been coming up a lot. Do not back down from what you are truly wanting. The Queen of Swords is the fierce defender of the soul. She can be harsh. She's been hurt. She can be defensive. But more than that, the message I'm getting with her lately is you are a badass. What you have been through has strengthened you. It's okay to allow old, horrible, crappy things to not ever be allowed into your life again. she yields the sword in a way that is like, no, absolutely no. My answer is no. I will not do that anymore. I will not put myself in a position that is less than my value and my worth. I will not allow people who are toxic into my life. I will not be in situations anymore that feel awful to me, that do not feel correct. I stand for my power. What else do we have? Well, we have the Page of Swords too. Oh, this sword action. This is, hold on, I'm gonna get one more card with him. Page of Swords is, yeah, okay. We have the Eight of Pentacles. That's working diligently every single day, over and over again. There's a monotonous like repetition to this card. And then with him, it's like this also, I mean, this card can be interpreted a lot of ways, but what I'm getting with him is like, there's this protection happening of like, guard your desires. Really stand strong in the day-to-day moments of what you know is fortifying you and bringing you the strength that you need. I would really love a major arcana here. 3 of Wands, 2 of Wands, and the King of Wands. Dim, 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 dim. Creating the doorway, watching things start to arrive, and the King of Wands showing up. That is like, whew. King of Wands is passion, that is palpable, it is in your face, it is big, it is bright, it is loud. There is no questioning how the King of Wands feels about things, because when he enters the room, it is a huge, loud, energetic, creative, kind of like sexually infused energy of like, let's do this. I'm here, I am ready to go. There, it's funny, there's like the 2 of Wands and the 3 of Wands. There's this going back and forth between like the 2 and 3 of like, I've created the doorway, I see little tiny symbols of things coming in, okay, I've created the doorway, it's kind of like this back and forth of like, when is this going to happen? Like, I keep seeing little signs and symbols, but when is the big shebang gonna show up? This King of Wands, when is it gonna show up? I think for a lot of people, God bless these mowers that are just circling my house right now. I think for a lot of people, it is right around the corner. You have to, you know, hold your boundaries. Do not compromise. You don't have to compromise. There's a strong sense of strength that's being asked of you in this reading, of like, continue to trust, continue to hold your ground, continue to ask for what you want. Trust that the universe knows what that is, that you are deeply loved, that you are cherished, and that your life of passion is in process and on its way, and you are getting tiny glimpses of it. And it's so important that when you see those tiny glimpses, that you take them and you hold them and you protect them with this Queen of Swords. You protect them and you cherish them and hold them into the light of yourself, and just know that this giant moment of passion, this life that you are going to just be crazy about living, is on its way to you. You can have what your deepest desires are. You can feel how you want to feel when you think of your most enthusiastic, joyful life. I love you. I love you. Keep holding the light. Keep holding your boundaries. September and October. I mean, we're in September, so let's do this. Let's do it. I would love to hear from all of you in October to see where you are.